They're called Dads on Duty, a group of 40 black men helping to create a safe learning environment for students at Southwood High School in Shreveport, Louisiana. Over 3 days, 23 students were arrested for fighting. Well, these brothers knew they had to step in, so they decided to come together, roam the hallways, and let's just say bring a little bass to the hallways. Joining me now, the founders of Dads on Duty. We have Michael Lafitte II, Zachery Johnson, Michael Morgan Sr., Tracey Harris, David Telsey III from Shreveport, Louisiana. Gentlemen, glad to have y'all here. You know what? As I was sitting in the break, I immediately thought about Deacons of Defense. There's a movie that was actually made. Forrest Whitaker starred in that, where you had some brothers who protected black neighborhoods from the Klan. They were armed, and there were Deacons of Defense chapters that were all over the South that protected civil rights workers fighting Jim Crow. In this case, y'all said, okay, y'all want to keep acting a fool? Let's see if you do it with us in the hallways. Who first of all said, I need to call these brothers together and let's do something? So how did it first start?
Thank you, Roland. It initially started by after the call out of all the negativity that was going on in the media at our children's school. So I sat down and I realized that, you know what, we're not going to allow this to happen. We're not going to allow this to continue to unfold. So I sent out a text message, made a few phone calls to some of these active fathers that I see at the campus all the time to see, you know, exactly what is it that we can do to help navigate us through the things that are going forward. So we set up a meeting at a wonderful place in downtown Shreveport called the Office Hub, and just came together with a plan. We put that meeting together on a Sunday. We were boots on the ground that Monday.
Okay, so first of all, how did you also get into the school? There are a lot of schools that don't allow parents and others to roam the hallways and do things along those lines. And so how did that happen? How did they embrace that? And exactly how long are you there at the school? Are you there in the morning? Are you there all day? Are you in the afternoon, after school?
So our way of getting into the school has stated that we are active fathers who are at the campus all the time. So we're not strangers to the campus. In addition to that, the principal at Southwood High School, Dr. Kim Pendleton, has a great open door policy. She welcomes these type of programs on the campus, and that's through the leadership of Dr. Lamar Goree, who is our superintendent of Cattle Parish Schools. So they welcome these type of programs, positive programs, onto the campus. So it was simple to be able to get in there. But once we got there, we knew that we had to do what was needed to take back our campus.
In terms of time, what's the time commitment of Dads on Duty?
So daily, we get there probably around about 7:40 in the morning, and we pretty much roll out shifts. So keep in mind, we're all working. You know, we've got to go to work, we've got to run businesses, we've got to do community work, but there's nothing more important than our children. So we'll get there probably around 7:40 or so in the morning, and we'll go from, well, I'm committed to maybe 7:40 till about 9 o'clock. I've got to be in the office at 9:30. You got others like Zach and Mike who will come and they'll stay a little bit later, and you got other brothers who may come through and they'll work during their lunch shift. They'll spend their hour lunch break on the campus, alleviating some time to other educators so they can spend time, you know, getting a lesson plan together or just taking a brief mental health break.
How has it, first of all, how has it been first of all, before I ask that question, do each one of you have a child at the school right now?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah, I have two. I have four.
You have two, you have four?
Yes. I have a 9th grader and a 10th grader there. I have 3 juniors and a freshman.
I've got one 16-year-old daughter.
I got one 15-year-old son.
And I'm the odd one out. I do the grassroots advocacy, so I work with them.
So what were your kids' reactions to all of a sudden seeing Daddy in the hallway?
You know, it was great. I think it was typical to where I think the first time they saw us, they was like, okay, what are you doing here? And then you get to a point to where you're coming one way and your kid goes another way because they do not want to see you. Now it's to the point to where
we're used to it.
yeah, they're used to it, and everybody's kid is coming up to you, giving you dap, shaking your hand.
Do you know my mom? Do you know my dad?
Absolutely. So it's positively embraced now.
I think one of the other fathers want to say something. Go ahead.
First morning, I pulled up to the school and I bring my son to school. He thought I was bringing him to school, but I got out the truck and went in. So I threw him for a loop.
Well, I went home and came back. I played it off.
So the thing is, first of all, the reason when I saw this story, it resonated with me because, look, everybody at the school knew my parents. Everybody. In fact, back then, of course, we allowed corporal punishment. My parents, my parents would I couldn't bring it home. They would like, yo, where's the sheet? So they demanded the sheet and signed it. They were like, yeah, absolutely, we're gonna allow that. And my dad was sort of the same way. He stopped many fights, followed kids home, checked mamas and daddies. I used to be in the car like, this Negro is crazy.
Yeah, it's us.
It's us.
Yeah, it's definitely us.
So I take it each one of you have your own story. That prior to this, how other kids were like, man, your daddy, he out of his mind. He don't care.
You know, the thing about it is we operate in individual silos, but we're trying to accomplish the same mission. So to find brothers who are in tune with the same exact mission because we serve the same cause and purpose, I mean, what can stop us? You know, to see a unified front of men, although you see this front of black men, we have some other brothers of other colors that are involved. But to just see men on the forefront, to take back our school, to take back our community, what more can you say? What can you say that's negative?
Craig, I want to bring you up in here. What has been, first of all, when you talk about this fighting that was going on, all of a sudden they now see and feel your presence, and my understanding, all the fighting has ceased?
At this stage of the ball game, yes. But that's a combination of what Dad's on duty is doing with the current security there, the relationship with the administration, with Dr. Pendleton, with the Sheriff's Department that patrols. So it's a combination of it. When you have a situation, and let me explain my role in this, because Mike, Zach, all of these guys, like they said, they're the fathers. This is 26 years for me doing grassroots advocacy. So I advocate for all children anyway. And so Mike and I work together with the NAACP. So we were talking about the situation. So now I come and assist, and I'm also their consultant, but it's just beautiful to see the fathers step up. So it's also encouraging for people who don't have children, alumni of the institution, grandfathers, uncles, get involved in the situation so that now you can help to rectify some of these negatives and turn them into positives.
David, here's what's interesting. When I ran the Chicago Defender, politicians would come in, they would seek our endorsement. I would always ask them the same question. I said, how are you challenging parents? They would say, well, what do you mean? I said, when you go to these town hall meetings and you got a parent who's jamming you up, I said, is your response to the parents, well, do you belong to the PTA? What is your involvement? And they would go, no, I don't do that. I said, well, why not? Because for me, and again, look, my parents had 5 kids, okay? And they were always at the school. Now look, I got parents, neither one went to college. No one has a college degree. My parents never made combined more than $50,000, but they were very active in our education, and they made it clear that that if something happened, we gonna deal with it on the spot there. Has this also led other parents to realize, you know what? I need to step my game up and get more involved?
Of course, a lot. I mean, you got guys all over the world just say, hey, well, I might get up and go check on my kids. I mean, it's a trend. I mean, it's just something simple. All we want to do is just check on our kids and everyone else's kids.
And you spoke on the Deacons for Defense when you say love. Only thing we took to the school, we didn't have weapons. We took love. That was the key ingredient. Fatherly love sometimes helps the generation along. You know, that's why I was interested in our idea. That's why I got in it.
There's love, but there's also that. Now you know I whoop your ass if need to.
That's right.
You gotta have the right approach.
Yeah. Oh, that look. So all y'all got your own look.
I mean, because we don't have a teacher's look. We have a home presence at school.
It's a dad look.
Like, hey,
a teacher look at dad.
Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
I mean, because we joke around with them, we make them feel safe, but at the same time, we match their energy. Right. That's the biggest thing about it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, I've seen some video. Y'all joke with him, but it's sort of like, again, my daddy. We would joke with my daddy. Then there was a certain point when it was like, okay, we gonna go play with mama because he's like, okay, I'm done joking with y'all ass. Y'all go on.
You got the look right now.
He was like, yeah.
The biggest thing is, it's branded as dad's on duty, but the approach is more or less the cool uncle. Everybody's got that cool uncle who's stern, who's firm, who you want to hang out with and you want to get great advice from. But he'll wheel you back in and he'll be able to give you those life nuggets. And that's our approach. There are a lot of children, not only at our campus, but throughout campuses and schools throughout the world that don't have a strong male presence in the home or in their life. We want to be that. We want to be that unicorn. We want to be that utopia that kids can see that, hey, there are men in the community that work every day. We ain't no superstars, no this, that, and other. We're just normal, hard-working dads who have a love for our children in our community.
I'm gonna go to panelists. Each one is gonna get a question to ask y'all. But it's so interesting as you were saying that. Look, I don't have any biological children. My wife and I, we've raised 6 of my nieces, and when you talk about that presence, I remember one of my nieces was in school. For some reason, she was not doing her homework. So her mama was living with us, and so it was my sister dealing with this. Then it was my wife dealing with it. See, then it got to me. There was no more dialogue. There was no more. There was see when I had to go up to the school, then the problem escalated. In fact, my staff has already said Roland is the brother who was behind the glass. Break in case of emergency. When you break that glass, ain't no more conversation. So I go up to the school and I go to the class and I said, where does she sit? And so I start pulling stuff out the desk. I mean, I'm pulling out homework assignments, all kind of crap. And I'm like, I need to know how long has this been going on? So when I left, they would come back from lunch. I turned the corner. When I say the look in her eye, when she saw me hit that corner, I mean, it was like, oh my God. And I said, I'll deal with your ass after school. And when I picked her up, we picked her up. Now, mind you, we ain't live far from the school. I said, I need to understand. I said, you were not doing your homework, right? No, I said, what's going to happen when we get home? And, I'm going to get a whipping. No, you're not going to get a whipping. I'm going to beat your ass. Now, some people out there, I know some of y'all out there, y'all don't believe in that. That's your damn problem. But when you ignore your mama and ignore my wife and it get to me, we ain't having no more conversations. And so I had to whoop that ass when we got home. Never again was homework left at the school. Now, Julian, you can shake your head all damn day you want to, but I will beat a kid's ass for not. If you keep ignoring directives from parents, we're going to have a problem. So I'm happy to hear the students got a lot of act right now that y'all roaming them halls. Let me see here. Omakongo, you a brother. Brother's going to get the first question.
Well, first of all, I appreciate it. And in my book, you all are stars. I've been following the story all day, and it's just really amazing. So the question that I have is, we've talked a lot about the influence you have on the students, but one question I have is, what influence are you having on the teachers? Are the teachers treating the students a little differently now? Are they less likely to maybe kick them out of class, reprimand them? Are they responding to you all in a different way that's having a positive impact on the students as well?
So what the teachers have done is, there's a great group of teachers that are there. They're young, they're understanding, and they have the utmost respect for not only us, but to the students as well. So there's really not a whole lot of disciplinary issues such as that. And I know you said, well, okay, well, Mike, that seems very oxymoronic that you'll say there's no disciplinary issues on that campus when there were several fights that came, which brought us to this point. But the few instances that I've seen since we've been there, as we patrol the halls, you may see a student that's outside, and it may be for something simple. Kid may have on a do-rag, or they may have on a hat in class. It's something very, very minute. Something that, hey, the teacher may be a little frustrated because they've told John Doe to take the hat off 5 or 6 times, and now he's to the point where he's a little disruptive, and you ask John Doe to step outside the class. Boom, we hit the corner, we see John, what's going on? John, what is going on? Why is his hat on your head? Well, hey, Mr. Mike, man, my haircut's messed up. I tried to give myself an edge and I messed up. So it's just a matter of talking to the kids and finding out exactly what the issue may be. So, we're dealing with teenage boys. What do you do if his edge is messed up? You roast him a little bit. He roasts you back. He takes the hat off and he gets back into some instruction. And that's all we want to do is get the kids back into a positive learning environment.
But Micah,
Thank you.
I'll also say this: what I've seen with the teachers, I see a confidence when they see these guys and they smile, and there's like a thumbs up, because oftentimes in most schools, people drop their children off, and it's like whatever they got going on at the house, fix my child, teach my child, discipline my child. Everything. And so I think now that teachers see some reinforcement, it makes them feel relieved. That's what I've seen more than anything.
And we don't just walk around, we actually stick our heads in the doors of the classroom. Hello, how's everyone doing today? It makes a difference for the teacher. Just a little bit less load off the teacher show.
Absolutely. Julian, your question, Julian.
Thank you.
There's been a lot of research about teacher shortage of substitutes, essentially the fraying infrastructure of our schools. Are you all experiencing or noticing that? And what would you tell someone who wanted to be a teacher but is sort of intimidated or frightened by the current climate in education?
I would tell anyone that one of the greatest things in life, other than having great parents and great structure, is having great teaching. We do need strong teachers. We do need well-qualified teachers. But most importantly, we need to see more teachers who look like us in the classrooms. So I would definitely encourage those to go into the educational field and to not only learn it, master it, but to give back. And you can give back by becoming a teacher. We do know that sometimes being an educator appears to be a thankless job, but those who have that mentality that education is a thankless job, that's why you have men such as us who stand before.
Yep. Brianna, your question.
Yes, thank you so much for doing this. Just like Roland, my dad was one of the people who would show up in the hallways if there was any issues. I remember in high school that someone asked if he had a job because he was literally always there. So I really appreciate this. And, it's really one of the best ways to create a positive learning environment for every student, and having this be the solution. So kudos in the school for allowing you to create this community built on a parent-teacher relationship. My question is, what actions did you first have to take to establish dad on duties with the administration? Was it instant where you said, okay, there's a problem, and they called you and they said, we'll be here? Or what was those beginning steps for the solution?
That's a great question. So the first thing that we had to do, of course, is get permission from the principal as well as through the district. after doing so, we set our own protocol and parameters to make sure that everybody who goes up there has the best interests of our children.
Right.
And some of those protocols that we set in place were being background checked, criminal background checked, and fingerprinted. We don't want any of those type of things to come about. There are some folks that want to do great things within the community, but things may have happened to where we don't want to mess up the branding and we don't mess up the great work that we're doing. So those are some parameters that we personally set in place.
All right, then. Lanny, come here. So that is the thing. Look, what y'all are doing, I think, is most important. And again, I'm glad to see the attention that you're getting. I wanted to make sure that we had y'all on the show. Come here. So, come here. So, just so y'all know, that niece who wouldn't turn her homework in, she worked on my show. She's still right now. Just know she's still not doing her damn homework, and now she's grown. And like my daddy told me, don't matter how old you get, I'll still beat your ass. Okay, now go back to work. Go back to work. Go back to work. Your mama don't pay you, I do. All right, gentlemen, I appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. Y'all keep holding it down, and hopefully we look forward to seeing more chapters of Dads on Duty all across the country.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. Thank you for having us.
All right, y'all take care. Back to our Roland Martin Uncultured video in just one moment.
Betty is saving big holiday shopping at Amazon. So now, she's free to become Bear Hug Betty. Settle in, kids. You'll be there a while. Ooh, where you going?
Time to be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punches!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way. Honored to be on a show that you own. A black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Roland was amazing on there.
Stay black. I love y'all.
I can't commend you enough about this platform that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared. You dig?